The mid is 1980s, in Shreveport, Louisiana. In the Queensboro neighborhood, the Blood Gang would be born straight from a Los Angeles Blood. The streets of Queensboro, a neighborhood wrestling with poverty and neglect, were about to be baptized in the fires of gang warfare. One day, a Los Angeles Blood, by the name of Roy Ward, aka JoJo Ward, would call a meeting in the park to lay down the rules, policy, and enforcement of the 5 Ninths and Peru Bloods. With guidance and leadership from a Los Angeles Blood member, the Shreveport 5-9 Bloods became ground for something dangerous to take root. The park was a familiar haven, a patch of green amidst the concrete jungle. This time, however, the air crackled with anticipation. Word had spread like wildfire. JoJo Ward had something to say. They came from every corner of Queensboro, young men with hard eyes and troubled pasts, drawn to the promise of belonging, of purpose. JoJo stood on the rickety stage of the park's amphitheater, a natural leader with an aura of quiet authority. He spoke of the injustices they faced, the lack of opportunities, the indifference of the world outside their neighborhood. And as he spoke, his words ignited a fire in the hearts of his listeners. He offered them an alternative, a path to power and respect. He offered them a brotherhood, a family, a chance to claim their place in the street world. The air throbbed with newfound purpose as the meeting concluded. The initiation was swift and brutal, a symbolic baptism into their new reality. Loyalty, respect, and above all, silence were the pillars upon which their brotherhood was built.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to Bamm Raw TV. I'm Bamm, aka the 411 Giant. Now we are moving to the phase where we're bringing it back to the house. We're bringing it back to northern Louisiana, in Shreveport, Louisiana. And in this episode here, I want y'all to hit the like button, subscribe button, and the bell icon. In this episode here, I'm going to talk about a man who was well known in Shreveport, Louisiana in such a little time. Now, this particular guy is JoJo Ward. And JoJo Ward was known for numerous robberies, numerous kidnaps, terrifying. He was actually terrifying a lot of the people in the drug community. He didn't do no legal robberies. He didn't do no stuff to legal citizens, basically. It pretty much had to be somebody who was involved with the criminal aspect in order for him to rob him. And JoJo and I had never met when I heard about him. I had never met him, and I had started hearing about him. At that time, I was doing my little small thing, and I was hearing about him, and they like, this dude here, man, he coming here, he terrorizing, he doing this and that, and going on. I'm like, okay, well, as long as he ain't coming down here and going on, it ain't really my problem. And other people was coming to me about this and that, and I didn't know the reason they was coming to me and everything. But I found out later on, me and JoJo, we finally got to meet each other. In fact, he was in jail for a double homicide up on the Cooper Road area. And I was in West Max for aggravated arson, attempt second degree, around 87, and we were both in West Max. So I had been hearing about this guy, and I want to go up there and see what he looked like. So I walked up to his cell during shower time, and I see him in the cell. They never let him out. They never let him out with us in the population. So I used to go up there, and I started talking to him. Little light-skinned guy, you know what I'm saying? They didn't look to be harmless and talk soft-spoken like most dangerous people is. So we sit there, and we started talking, and he started showing me his pictures. He was showing me these clean cut cars up in California. He was showing me, these bad women at that time in California, tough girls and all that. So we go back and forth, we talking. He like, hey man, this what they doing up in Cali now. This what they doing here and going on. And then I found out through the conversation that his family, they originally here from Shreveport. Then they had moved to California, so he was raised in California. So he kind of moved fast on the California time, but you wouldn't know it by talking to him because he had slow, laid back Louisiana style, but he know how to turn it on and move like so. As we got cooler, I finally ventured into the conversation on why they got you on PC, man. Why is you up here? Why you can't come out with us? I said, you want to be on this here? And that's when he told me. He said, nah, man. He said, because some of the guys, like, Don Williams, the folks is afraid that, because Don Williams, the big man out the Cooper Road and all this ain't going on. And they actually see me as a person from California and not a person from Louisiana. And the establishment feel like that if they let me out, that these guys from Cooper Road to do me something. And he said, he said, man, I'm ready to come out and everything. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to go talk to Lieutenant Draper. So I went and talked to Lieutenant Draper, and I said, hey, man, the man ready to come out. Ain't no need you holding, man. I don't want to talk to some people, man, going on. The man ain't going to have no problem. You know what I'm saying? He said, well, Bamm, if you said, man, if you said, man, and, Bottom boy said, he said, I'm going with it, man. He said, so I'll go talk to him, and I'll get him out as soon as possible. We got to go through paperwork. He going to have to sign this and that. So I went and told him what I said, they're going to come back to, they're going to sign some paperwork to say that it's a waiver saying that you're willing to go out there, and after they done told you that they was concerned about your safety. And he signed it, and he came out and started coming out wrecking with it. Met Don, him and Don got to talking and everything. But so we got cool through that. And he actually, he tried to get, he had some shoes that they offered them to me, but my foot was so little and going on. So I ended up giving them to my homeboy, Big Ike. I gave it to my Big Ike and everything, and we got cool and everything. So I went on to penitentiary. He ended up beating the charges. So he beat the charge. He got out. He was doing his thing. In my absence, I come back, and that's all I'm hearing his name. He doing his him. Boom. He just burned this guy, kidnapped this guy, burned this hair out this guy's head. Told this guy, called this guy brother on the phone and said, hey, listen here. Come meet me, bring me this money here, I'm going to let your brother go. Instead of burning the dude brother hair, brother screaming. And the particular dude like, hey, man, I ain't coming for you to get me too, according to the way the story goes. So this man here he was terrorizing. He was terrorizing Shreveport, and he was pretty well organized with his routine. And the way he did his thing, he had made himself, he wasn't no hang out and mess around. He was a robber. That's what he did. He robbed, got money, passed it off. The product he get wasn't even really, from what I seen, wasn't even important to him, because he would drop it off for little or nothing just to get rid of it. He looked like his main focus was at the money. And he was riding around in his Lexus and everything, and he always kept a couple of men with him and everything. And he stayed on security as far as doing what he did. The life that he was living, that's what he lived. So, when I got out and I was steady hearing about now after doing almost 3 years, I get out and I'm still hearing this man's name, still screaming around here and going on and what he doing. I said, so he got a little longevity under his belt. And so in our conversation, I found out that when guys started coming to me, man, like, hey, man, JoJo's, JoJo, he said, yeah, that y'all fooled each other, man. He said, he got big respect for you, man. He said, because the question was, why don't you rob some of them dudes out the bottom or rob Golden Dawn? And I was told that his answer was, man, I'm not messing with nobody at that bottom that Bamm fool with. I'm not messing with nobody that Bamm fool with, because Bamm gonna shut down everything until they get their man. They're still to make some money, not to be in a perpetual war. Now that's the story that I heard was told, And so guys started coming to me and they like, hey man, you'll come to this party of mine, man. They was giving me thousands of dollars just to come take a picture with them, $1,000 and other things, trivia, and things, even buying me cards and everything, just to come here and take pictures with them and to let JoJo know that me and them was cool. And they was blessing me, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, just let JoJo know, man, I look out for you, don't do this here, ain't gonna do this here. So as we continue on, JoJo, I don't know if it worked or not, none of the people that I did associate with, and that they made notice that they was looking out for me, he didn't do nothing to them. So generally, some, they thought otherwise, but they took that on themselves. But I never went around telling everybody that, hey man, if you look out for me, JoJo ain't gonna do nothing to you, because he didn't tell me that, but he had told one of his people that, and one of his people had told other people that, and it started spreading around. I wasn't mad about it, because I was actually getting paid off of it. I mean, I was doing pretty good off of it. And so as he continued with his own slaughter and going on, like I say, people were scared of him, everybody was scared of him, so they finally get him locked up again. Now when he get locked up again, man he didn't want to stay in jail. He wasn't gonna stay. They had him at that city jail. And what he did, he escaped. He got guns brought in, he escaped. It was a particular officer there who was very, very, very disrespectful toward inmates, would treat them like dogs. And unfortunately, she was a lady, and they said when he escaped, he cracked across the head and whatever was going on. He said he tried to let other people out and everything, but the other people didn't want to go, so he escaped. He went to California. He took a lady with him, went to California, and he stayed on the run for the longest. And in the process of that run, they separated and everything, but his name was still ringing, so that people, while he was out on escape, people had got terrified. They felt safer when he was in jail. Now, he ain't no tough guy, no this, that, but he's serious about his robbery and set him up. He had girls that used to set up some dudes, and he never hit a mark that did not have what he had been told he had. I mean, the man, his information, whether he was getting it through the ladies or whoever he was getting it from, I remember a situation where a guy was supposedly being a pastor and was a pastor. Pastors are not angels, and he did the move on the pastor, and everybody was telling me like, oh man, because they just wanted me and him to beef anyway, and they like, man, we don't do that down here, man. We respect God. We respect the pastor. God, man, that man went in there and did that to that pastor, man. And man grabbed that man, did this to this man's wife, did this him, and going on. And I'm like, I'm feeling some kind of way too, because I respect God. I ain't gonna do nothing to no church, and I'm not gonna go out the way to do nothing to no minister or no person of God, and that's how I feel. So I was starting to feel some kind of way, and the agitation they was getting. I said, well, man, I got to holler at this dude. Before I got to holler at him, the man had got a grip of product and money out the pastor. So now I'm sitting there scratching my head. I said, damn, man know what he know what he know. I don't know where he's getting his information from, but he know what he know. But when he did that escape, that is what brought the Fed in, that they tried to play games with me. And I'm going to tell you about that in episode 2 of The Legend of JoJo Ward in Shreveport, Louisiana. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you know when my next video coming out. Appreciate y'all sticking with me. We finna wrap it up down here in Shreveport, and then we finna move on to the next level for 2025 of my podcast. One love.